Alright, hey guys, welcome back to review section. I'm guessing by the time this video comes out, the building video will be already on my Instapage, Firefist_Kai. So check it out if you want to. I'm probably gonna make it into a speed build video with a soundtrack inside. So yeah. Anyways, without further ado, let's check out this beautiful set over here. So I just built this a while back, the Hogwarts Clock Tower. And as you can see, the exterior is pretty general in terms of the Harry Potter castles. It is pretty much looking alike to the other builds such as the Astronomy Tower and a Great Hall, with different kinds of pieces used here, such as the orange concrete bricks over there, the normal light tan bricks over there you see, and different kinds of grey landscape that we also see inside this build. Nothing much to look at from the exterior, honestly, other than different usages of such curved windows, black lens windows, and this typical kind of brown rectangular windows as we see here. And the only really special part that we notice will be actually this clock over here as well, which is actually a special print that is only found in this set right here. So yeah, this is actually a 6x6 round tile piece that is printed with Roman letters for its clock. So yeah, pretty nice. There's actually a mechanism behind which allows me to do this as well. So once you turn the mechanism, basically the hour hand and the minute hand turns together with it. And that is honestly what is with the exterior design. Now we can go to the interior designs before I kind of talk a bit more about the minifigures inside. So over here is the interior design of the castle build or the clock tower build itself. So to put it simply, starting for the first level here, we have the hallway that is where they actually decided the participants of the Tri-Wizard tournament. How I know that? Because there's actually a fire goblet over here. So I'm guessing this is the goblet which the Weasley brothers tried to put their names into, and that was where they turned really old. Quite a nice reference to it. But yeah, the first level, before I go into it, basically it's quite plain. So that's kind of it. Then the second level is actually Moodys' classroom. Third level is the infirmary. And then here is Moaning Myrtle's bathroom, whereby Harry and Moaning Myrtle meet. And Moaning Myrtle taught Harry how to actually open up the dragon egg. And then this is Dumbledore's office. And last part will be the Yule Ball. Without further ado, let's go into the main details of each floor. So starting on the first floor over here, we have the hallway which all students usually pass through, I'm guessing. And this is where, as I said, the Tri-Wizards are actually determined through this goblet over here. And anyone that is not of age would usually be repelled, except for the Weasley brothers who tried. And they actually end up turning into old wizards because the spell repelled on them. And instead of basically being of age, it aged them even more than they intended to, which was pretty funny scene back when the movie was released. Anyways, other than that, we have this brown chest over here, which is also included. This accessory inside, which is this kind of blue-purple crystal over there, is actually something I put in. It was actually an extra piece for this particular set, but it was not intended to be in as of the instruction booklet. So honestly, it's, yeah, this two accessory here, although it's quite nice to get, it still means that this whole first level is very plain in appearance, and I really wish that LEGO actually took more effort into designing this first floor. So yeah, nothing much to say here. Now let's move on to the second floor, which is Moodys' classroom. Now with Moodys' classroom, the reason why I know this is Moodys' classroom is because this is actually referencing to a scene whereby he was on his blackboard introducing himself that he was part of the auras of the Ministry of Magic back in the day. And he was also teaching the class about the three unforgivable curses, which is including the Imperious Curse, the Cruciatus Curse, and the Killing Curse itself. So yeah, it's really a simple reference, and I got it immediately when I was building it. And other than that, the only other reference to that particular scene is basically this floss over here. So if you didn't know, that scene is basically where Moody used this spider creature that was in this floss to kind of show the class how the unforgivable curses work in general. So he used the Imperious Curse to control the spider, used the Cruciatus to torture, and the Killing Curse to kill it in the end. And there was the whole scene where Neville was traumatized by that scene as well. So yeah. But anyways, looking at this classroom, I really like it because there's a lot of different references to the Harry Potter scene in the fourth movie. And honestly, I could be biased because Alastor Moody is my favorite wizard. in Harry Potter. So yeah, but looking at this, it's quite complete with a desk over here and a chair over here and like different accessories for Alice to sit on and teach his students. Obviously in the movie we don't really see that in this structure because the students' chairs will be actually here instead of the teacher's one, but with constraint of space over here, it cannot be represented in this particular Lego set. So yeah, that's why this setup is over here. So this part over here is actually not a reference to the movie at all. So looking at the accessories by itself, it's actually quite nice because there's a lot of different kind of lime green, dark green, blue, purple color potions that we can see over here that Alice to maybe experimenting with, or I should say Body Crouch Jr., but never mind about that. There's also this kind of lamp piece, or I don't know, microscope piece or something that the teacher can use to teach his students as well. And there's also a quill for Alice to maybe write on this particular book, which has the Wingardium Leviosa 1x2 print over there, as usual for any Harry Potter set. So yeah. The only disappointing part about this classroom kind of relates to the minifigures, because as we know, or as I know as well, this whole set does not include Alastor Moody as a minifigure. So if you didn't know, Alastor actually did appear in the Yule Ball as well in his nice suit that he was wearing. So honestly, I feel that they could have included him in, or at least replaced one of the characters. To me, the one that's least significant here is honestly Harry Potter himself, because we have gotten tons of Harry Potter throughout different sets. I honestly do not think that we need so many of them. It is okay to, I guess, exclude Harry Potter in certain sets, you know? I guess that's just my opinion, but yeah, that's what I really think. Unless it's someone who has never bought a Harry Potter set before and this just happens to be that one Harry Potter set the person buys. Okay, I can understand that the person will be angry, but otherwise I don't think anyone else minds that Harry Potter may not be included in this set. So yeah, that's my opinion on this, and it's kind of a shame that Alastor was not provided in this particular room. So yeah. Anyways, moving on to the third story, which is the Infirmary. As you can see, the Infirmary is really quite nice in appearance, because even though there's a space constraint over here and there's a mechanism over here that uses up some space as well, there's a lot of details given to this. As you can see, there are 2 beds over there for students who are injured to come in and kind of rest up, and Madame Pomfrey will treat them. And then there's also drawers over there that is made by some 1x1 studs, which makes it quite complete to a certain extent because it really looks like a room. And they even put in some nice lamps for us that is made of some golden pieces, and like panels over here that actually represents those ropes that separate the students from one another. So yeah, that's a pretty nice detail to add in as well. But the only thing I don't really like about this is more so the fact of the minifigures again. So Madame Pomfrey, which is the only nurse or doctor that we know from Harry Potter world, is not included in the set. And honestly, I feel that Lego really missed a good opportunity to add this minifigure, because this is possibly the best place you can put Madame Pomfrey in. And as we know, nobody has gotten any kind of Madame Pomfrey Lego minifigure before, because it just doesn't exist yet. And yeah, I'm just kind of disappointed, because this was a very good opportunity to put her into this set. And I'm actually more pissed off about this than I am about Moody being a suit not being in this set, because I guess we would have gotten a very exclusive minifigure, and I also feel that this set would have been more complete with her being inside. But yeah, that's just a personal opinion on this. I really don't have anything against the build in general. I really like it. It's just, I feel that, yeah, the opportunity is pretty much gone with us getting Madame Pomfrey if she was not given the set. But maybe in some ways, I'm not sure how Madame Pomfrey would be provided. I don't know, maybe in some other scene that she was in during the movies, perhaps. But yeah, that's kind of my opinion on this part of the build. And now let's move on to the next part, which is Moaning Myrtle's bathroom. Next part, we have Moaning Myrtle's bathroom over there. As you can see, it's pretty simple build with some white pieces and some light blue tile and blue lightsaber pieces and gold funnel pieces over there that make up the whole bathroom itself. That basically represent the water running down, and you can see that some students, perhaps Harry Potter, can go in and bathe and talk to ghosts or something of that sort. Honestly, the only very special part of this is not even seen from the front. It's actually only can be seen from the side over here, which is the mermaid sticker that is given in the set. So it is actually not a print, but a sticker. But as you can see, the sticker is honestly the most detailed thing I've ever seen. And it's a very nice reference to the Harry Potter bathroom over there, because I remember it was quite a significant thing, since I haven't watched the fourth movie for some time, but I still remember the scene with Moaning Myrtle talking to him, and this particular nice mermaid kind of window panel thing is over there, a ceramic light item. And yeah, it was quite mesmerizing to an extent, and I'm really glad to see it included in this particular bathroom build. But personally, I feel that this bathroom is a little too small, but I can understand, because there's definitely a piece constraint over here, and like Lego can only build that much with how many pieces and the budget that they were given. So yeah, next on we have over here, which is Dumbledore's office. So Dumbledore's office is honestly one of the ones that I quite like, even though most of this is made by stickers. As you can see, there's quite a lot of stickers given here. There's the stickers for those books over there, and then there's this past headmasters that's also on, like as you can see always in Dumbledore's office, there's different headmaster posters over there that move around as well. And then this side there's also another headmaster or headmistress that's over there. So yeah, that's quite nice. At the back also there are decorations made by these stickers, which include the sorting hat and Fox the Phoenix at the back as well, together with this sword, which I assume represents the sword of Gryffindor. All in all, although it's a very simple and very small space, these stickers make the location, or I guess the area over here, very representative of Dumbledore's office, and therefore I really like it because of that. And yeah, that's kind of it for my opinion on this part. Now let's move on to the Yule Ball, which is over here. So yeah, the Yule Ball area over here basically represents the part whereby all the different wizards, including Hermione and Viktor, they all were dancing to each other. And yeah, this is basically how it works. So you turn it around by just pushing it around. I kind of wish there was like a rod over here so that you can just turn the whole thing around. But yeah, there isn't, and it's just supposed to be a pushing mechanism. There's also a fireplace behind, as you can see over there, that makes the scene look more mesmerizing and memorable to a certain extent, and therefore I really like it because of that. And with that, honestly, that kind of covers up all of the different sections of this clock tower. Just looking at it in general, honestly it's quite nice in appearance, and therefore yeah, I pretty much quite like it. But before I move on to my general verdict, or my final verdict, I want to talk about the minifigures first. I almost actually just went into the final verdict. So yeah, let's just go into the minifigures first, and then I'll give my general verdict, or my final verdict, and my final grade for this set, and that will be kind of it. Alright, so for our first minifigure over here, I've chose to go into Viktor Krum first, because he is technically one of the more exclusive characters we are getting with this clock tower build. So this is Viktor Krum in his school uniform, basically. So this is him being his Durmstrang uniform, and it's probably one of the rarer torso piece in the Lego Harry Potter new series so far. So yeah, I really like this one. Honestly, it was part of the reason why I really wanted to get this set, because I always loved the Durmstrang uniform back when I saw the fourth movie when I was a kid, and yeah, finally got it as a minifigure, so I'm really happy. As you can see, he has some nice scarves which represent that, and then belt also has an insignia which is part of the Durmstrang school. So yeah, really like that. They have this Bulgarian kind of feels to them for the Durmstrang school, so yeah, a really nice kind of vintagey uniform look. Much better than Harry Potter uniforms, honestly. Yeah, personal opinion, kind of. That was mine. So yeah. Anyways, looking at him, he of course has a very stern expression for one of his face expressions, and then at the back, he has a more of a grin to him, which I feel that doesn't really match his character all that much, so which is why I kind of put his stern expression in front instead. And this is the back with some nice scarves, which represents the prince from the front as well. So yeah, that's kind of it for Viktor Krum. Now let's move on to the next one. So for our next minifigure, we actually have Madame Maxim over here, or Madame Maxima over here, which is basically Hagrid's girlfriend, or Hagrid's love interest at one point. And I think I read somewhere that they went together to save the giants or something at some point. That was not shown within the movies, but I think it was shown within the books. So yeah, that's a pretty fun fact to which. And this costume of hers, honestly, it's very glamorous looking, because like other than that nice orange one, which is the same one as Newt Scamander, her costume is one of the most unique ones I've ever seen. First of all, because she's one of the tallest female minifigures I've ever seen so far, and the nice patterns of kind of purple and white with her just makes it a very nice dress, and even runs all the way to the back prints as well, which makes it even better. And if you see that in this lighting, it actually kind of reflects in some sort of glitter patterns, and that is why I like it even more than before. So yeah. And then looking at her, of course, she has a brown kind of Nia kind of hair over there, which makes it very nice. And then her face expression, first of all, the first one is actually showing a grin, and then the back face expression actually shows that she's kind of sad to the extent. And that's kind of it for this minifigure. She's one of the more special ones just because of her height and the nice costume that she has over here. Next on, we have Fleur Delacour, which is one of the Triwizard original participants, excluding Harry Potter. So for this one, it's kind of more disappointing just because Fleur's bottom part of her costume doesn't have any prints at all, including the back as well, which is quite disappointing. Although the flower is kind of nice on the dress, and the back torso also has some lines over there as well, the bottom part of the figure just makes it quite disappointing in appearance, and therefore that is why I don't really like this minifigure in general. But her face expression is actually similar to the one that is in Hungry Horntail, and this one over here has a smirk on her face, and the second face expression actually shows that she's kind of unhappy. And yeah, that's kind of it for this. We move on to the next one. For our next minifigure, we have Cedric Dickery over here, which is in his suit, which, although it's quite nice, it's not much to look at, just because him together with this Harry Potter figure just kind of looks like the same kind of patterns or something. And the only significant difference between them, honestly, is between the black and white tie. And these two minifigures are those whereby I don't really mind, but I also don't really care for, just because suits always look nice, but it's not a very significant print to me, or I guess I just don't really prefer it as compared to the dresses of the different female minifigures in this set, or perhaps Ron's minifigure. To show both of their face expressions over here, basically the first one for Cedric is actually that he's quite happy. For for Harry Potter, he's actually kind of angry over there. And then for Harry Potter, his secondary face expression actually shows that he's kind of giving a grin over there, and for Cedric, it shows that he's kind of angry. So yeah, as you can see, I'm kind of showing opposite face expressions over here for the two. So yeah, it's kind of funny to that extent. But yeah, that's kind of it for these two minifigures. Now we can move on to the next one. For our next minifigure over here, we have Albus Dumbledore in his kind of lilac kind of costume, which is similar to the CMF Series 1's Dumbledore, but not exactly the same. So his first face expression actually shows that he's kind of stern without his glasses over there, and the second face expression actually shows that he is very friendly and has spectacles over there that make him look more like the headmaster, I guess. So this is more similar to the one given in the CMF Series 2 face expression, and also similar to the one that was in the Great Hall. So yeah, if you want to see, I basically can remove this particular beard as well to actually let you see the torso piece beneath, which I've just did. So this is a torso piece beneath the beard that Dumbledore had. Honestly, it's really nice because he has this kind of red and yellow scarf or undershirt beneath that represents his house, which is Gryffindor. So yeah, I feel that that's a very nice reference to which. And I also like the secondary undershirt, which is kind of gold and white in color. That reminds me of mustard wool to an extent, actually. And then this is the back of the torso, as I mentioned earlier, which is also quite nice in appearance. So yeah. Now moving on from that, we have one of the trio again, which is Hermione Granger in her Yule Ball costume. So one thing I really like about this minifigure is the hairstyle over here that is quite rare to be seen, as I know I've not seen a lot of such hairpiece over the many years, and I think this is probably only given to Hermione so far. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure on that so far. So yeah, it's really nice, and I really like her style in this particular minifigure. It really resembles the one from the movies. Looking at her, she also has some glitter on her costume, especially for her torso piece over there with a nice pink ribbon. Otherwise, the prints also run all the way down to this 2x1 brick piece, which is not commonly seen in minifigures until this minifigure was actually introduced. So yeah, really nice design all the way. I'm just a bit kind of down due to this. There's a lack of prints for Hermione at the back for this 1x2 brick, but otherwise, honestly, I'm pretty happy with the prints in general and how this minifigure looks. This is the back prints for torso. So yeah. Now moving on to the last one, we have Ronald Weasley over here from the Yule Ball. So yeah, this is probably the more funny minifigure out of the 8, just because Ron's costume is the most old-fashioned out of every one over here. So during the movie, basically, I think I laughed quite a lot because he was complaining about how old-fashioned his vest look, because I think Mrs. Weasley basically kept it all the way from the last generation or something. I gave it to him. So yeah, this is a very traditional kind of vest or suit for Ron to wear at his age, and surprisingly, it looks really well for as a minifigure. So I really like it. I like that green and white kind of vest that he's wearing together with some red patterns on it, and it just works really well. To me, it kind of looks Christmassy even. So yeah. And then the back torso also has some of his vest as well with red and kind of star pattern to which is quite nice. If you look properly, there's actually some black patterns on his vest as well, which honestly we don't see in a lot of minifigures. So I really like it for that. First expression is that he's kind of awkward, and then second base expression shows that he is displeased with something, probably the costume he's wearing. So yeah, these minifigures over here mostly just have, for the guys especially, mostly just have plain black leg piece, so I didn't mention a lot about it. Please do understand. And honestly, that's kind of it for the minifigures. Now you can move on to the final verdict and end this video. Alright, now for my final verdict, I'll be rating it in terms of my new rating system, which has aesthetics, functionality, and price to piece ratio. So for aesthetics, I'll give it 9 because this is pretty accurate to the clock tower shown in movies, and as usual, I just really like the structural designs of this Harry Potter castle builds over here. The window builds, the clock design over there all adds on to its wonderful appearance. Next, for functionality, play feature wise, other than mechanisms, which allows this clock hands to actually turn, and the one which allows the figures over there here to dance around, there isn't much other play features. However, knowing that this is a Harry Potter set, its main purpose is probably to just serve as a dollhouse built by itself for collectors to enjoy from afar. So looking at it from a collector's view, at one glance, honestly, I can see that what the different levels are actually doing and what it's trying to represent from the movie, and therefore with that I actually give it an 8 because it, at one glance, I really actually can see what the different kind of scenes are being represented here. Like for this one is representing a Yule Ball, for this over here is representing Moodys classroom. So yeah. And last, for price to piece ratio, a 7, because although the price is slightly steep for 922 pieces at $159.90, basically means that this is actually 13 cents USD for each pieces, which is kind of more expensive than 10 cent USD. So yeah, but what we need to know is that this is a licensed team. So that means that the price of this will usually be elevated a bit more than teams like creators or cities. So yeah, that is why the price to piece ratio may not be as equivalent as those particular teams. And also we need to know that some of these pieces over here are actually quite unique, especially those clock pieces at the front over there that we have never seen in other sets as well. Therefore, all these factors add on to a heavier price for this set, and therefore I find it reasonable that it's at $159.90 for 922 pieces, and which is why I give it a 7. With a 7, 8, and 9 points, it's 24 out of 30, which is an 80% and an A grade. I'm quite happy with this set, and I can't wait to join it with my other castle builds over there. I'll probably show a video to y'all soon when I connect everything together and I kind of make space for it first of all. So yeah, look forward to that. I'm not really sure I'll post it on Instagram or I'll post it on YouTube first, but yes, please do subscribe and or follow my Instagram page to know more about what I'm gonna do next. And that's kind of it for today. Ninja no quit. See you next adventure. Bye guys.